Hello, hello, hello. I am the Linux Mensch. I wasn't planning to do another video on the Spectre window manager, but in my last video, there was something about the configuration I didn't like. I didn't like the way it was functioning, and I didn't know how to make it work the way I wanted it to work. And a kind viewer who's been watching my videos and following my channel graciously sent me the answer. So today I'm going to show it to you. So let's get to it. Today, I'm not going to go into a virtual machine. I'm just going to work on my real bare metal computer, my main production computer. It's running Arch Linux with the Spectre window manager. So in my last video, I showed how to get the volume information up in the status bar, and I showed how to lower the volume and how to mute the volume using your keyboard, because of course the Spectre window manager, you don't use your mouse, right? And the way I programmed it is if you hit the mod key and the M, it mutes the volume, but nothing changes in the status bar. So it doesn't show you that the volume has been muted or turned off. And I didn't like that because I thought, well, what if you accidentally hit the mod key and the M and you forget that you did it and you go to play something and there's no sound. You might think that your sound card is broken or that one of your wires at the back of your computer got unplugged. And I thought there should be a notification there that your sound is muted or that the volume is turned off. And I didn't know how to get that in. So like I said, a kind viewer sent me the answer. So today I'm going to show you. So first I'm going to open a terminal and I'm going to make the font a little larger. Okay, and I'm going to go into my configuration file, which is .config/Spectre, and I'm going to clear the screen, and I'm going to do an ls. So if you watch my last video, or you're going to know that I have 3 files in here now. I have auto start file, bar action file, and my Spectre window manager configuration file. So first I'm going to go into my configuration file. So I'm going to vim into spectrwm.conf. And let's just go down to volume. Okay. So line 209 to 222, I talked a lot about it in my last video, and I explained what they do, and I'm just going to do a quick review. In line 212 and 213, if you do mod key control 1, it's going to lower the volume by 10%. So let's do it. Control mod key 1. See, now the volume went down by 10%. Right now it's at 90. And if I do it again, control mod key 1 goes down to 80. And then in line 209 and 210, if I do mod key control 2, it's going to go up 10%. So control mod key 2 goes up to 90%, and then up another 10%, up to 100. If I do control mod key M, it mutes it, but it doesn't show you. So the solution I found in my last video was this. In line 215 and 216, I programmed it so if I do control mod key 0, it's going to go down to 0, and it's going to show you that it's at 0, and then your volume will be off. And then if you do control mod key 9, it's going to go up to 30%, as you can see in line 218 and 219. And I complained in my video that I really like the mod key M for muting it, control mod key M, but it doesn't show you that it's muted. So like I said, a viewer showed me how to fix this and how to make it function the way I want it to function. And I'm going to do that now. So let's close this configuration file for a second. I'm going to close it. And I'm going to open up the bar action. So you see the bar action file right here. So I am going to vim into bar action. And on line 12, I'm going to make a change on line 12. So let's just scoot over here. There's $2. I'm going to put a comma in there. Whoops, I have to insert first. And then I'm going to put a comma in there, a $, and the number 4. I'm going to save the file, and I'm going to quit out of there. Let's get out of there. And now I'm going to go back into my configuration file, vim, vector, conf. And now that that's fixed, I don't really need line 215 and 16 there to bring it down to 0, right? Because now what's going to happen is, so according to line 221 and 222, if I do mod key, control M, it's going to mute it, and it's going to tell me that it's muted. And well, let's just do it now. So I have to reset my window manager because I changed the bar action. So I'm going to do mod key Q. So now let's see if it works. Let's do control mod key M. See, now it says it's off. Even though the volume is set for 30%, I know it's off. And that's all I wanted. Now if I do control mod key M again, it's going to say it's on. So I know the volume is turned on. So now that I have that there, I don't need line 215 and 216 where it brings it down to 0. So what I'm going to do is, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change this line 215. I'm going to take out volume mute, and I'm going to insert volume underscore 30. And I'm going to put it here as well. Volume underscore 30. And I'm going to put a bracket in there. And I'm going to go to the end here. And I'm going to change this to 30. And change that to 30. Oops, to 3. Okay, and then on line 218, and I don't have to do this. It's just something I want to do. And if you download my configuration files, you don't have to keep it exactly the way I have it. You can manipulate it to the way you want it to be. So it's good for you. So now this one, I'm going to change. I'm going to change to 30 to 100. And I'm doing this for a reason. And I'm going to change this word to full. And let's go there. Let's change that to full. And let's just move my mouse down. Let's save the file. Let's restart. Mod key Q restarts it. And let's see if everything works. You can see the volume is turned on. It's at 30%. So line 218 and 219, if I do mod key control 9, it should take it up to 100. Let's do control mod key 9. And there you are. Now it's at 100%. So line 212 and 213, mod key control 1 should take it down 10%. There it goes, down 10%. Let's do it again. Takes it down another 10%. Now let's say I want to, now mod key control 2 should take it up 10%. And it does. It goes to 90, and do it again, it goes to 100. So we see those first two commands are still working the way they were before. Now, let's say I don't want to keep going down 10%, 10%, 10%. I want to jump right down to 30%. So I'm going to do mod key. If you see line 215 and 216, mod key control 3 is going to take it right down to 30%. So I got mod key control 3. Now we're right down to 30%. Okay, now let's say I want to go up to 100%. Instead of going 10% all the way up, let's do mod key control 9, jumps up to 100%. And last but not least, my toggle is working. So control mod key M is toggle. Now it's off. So the volume is still at 100%, but it's showing that I've turned it off. And now if I do control mod key M, it's going to toggle it back on. Now it's back on. Now the first two commands you can change. Well, any of these commands you can change. But if you want it, the first two commands, if you don't want it to go up and down 10%, you could change it to 5% or 20% or whatever you want. And the same thing with line 215 and 216. You don't want it to be 30%, you can change it to whatever you want. I just wanted to make it easy to jump right down without shutting it off. And of course, the main reason for doing this video is to show you that thanks to a viewer who helped me out, my toggle is working. Well, it was working before, but there was no notification. So now I know it's off and it's on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to repost my configuration file and my bar action file into my GitLab repository in case you want to download it and use it. And if you already downloaded my repository, then you need to do a git pull and copy it into your home.config folder. And that's it. In this video, I showed you how to do something I wanted to do in my last video, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. And thanks to a viewer that helped me out, now I know how to do it. And that is to have a notification in the status bar when I turn the volume on or off. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I am the Linux Mensch.